Good morning. Today I'm going to make the drive from Redwood National Park to Pinnacles National Park, which is normally about a 6.5, 7-hour drive, but since I'm going to be over here on the West Coast anyways, I'm going to extend the drive and head down the Pacific Coast Highway and see what there is to see. So it should be an interesting day. Probably take a lot more than 7 hours doing it this way, but it's going to be worth it. Unfortunately, it's raining, but hopefully it'll clear up. We'll make the best of it either way. Took a little detour here onto Avenue of the Giants. This is Humboldt Redwood State Park. So, big redwood trees. Check them out. I just spent the last hour driving through super windy roads, through forests, and I finally got out here to the Pacific Ocean. What a view when you come out of the woods. Amazing. This Pacific Coast Highway is just so scenic. And there's views like this all along here. Imagine living there. They must be quite rich. This is Como Bluffs Park in Fort Bragg, California. And wow. This is Point Arena, California. Very small town. There's a lighthouse, but I can't see it from here. So I've been stuck in this for about 20 minutes. And this is actually turning into be a bit of a bummer, this Pacific Coast Highway, because most of the views have been like this. Can't see anything because we're sucked in by clouds. So I think I'm just going to head straight to the Airbnb in Soledad and go to Pinnacles tomorrow. Call this a day, although I still have probably a 5 or 6 hour drive from here. Just had dinner at Alvarado on Main in Salinas, California. It's a brew pub. Beer was really good. Food was really good. I had a burger. The burger was excellent. Service was good. So, good place. I would recommend it. I had the Monterey Common beer, which was a brown ale. Very good. Good morning. Today I'm at my 44th National Park. Can you believe that? 44th. This is Pinnacles National Park in Northern California. I'm doing the Condor Gulch Trail to the High Peaks Trail loop. It's supposed to be a very popular trail. Quite strenuous, but looking forward to it. So we'll see what we have in store. Just started. Have cool views already. Heading up that way, up that trail right there. Looks rather steep, but should be fun. It's 8:30 a.m. and it's already hot. I would not recommend doing this trail in the afternoon in the summer. had shade coming up. There won't be any shade in the afternoon, so if you're gonna do this trail, come early and bring a lot of water. I guess I've reached the top of the Connor Gulch Trail. I'm gonna head to the High Peaks Trail, but first, got a pretty good view right here. The cloud is really cool, hanging out there over the valley. And I think I see now why this is called Pinnacles. There's a lot of these pinnacles. Pretty cool seeing this rock formation between these two huge rock formations. Like that a lot. How cool is that with the clouds sitting over the valley there? I'm lucky too because the clouds have rolled in, so it's not as hot. Hopefully we won't get a storm, but they don't look like storm clouds, so really enjoying this hike. It's just a tough one. Come 2.3 miles so far, now I'm going to Steep and Narrow. Should be fun. That tree fell across the trail. This just got a lot more interesting. I like it. Well, this ought to be interesting. Ha! Fun stuff. That wasn't so bad. View is great, but there's more. All right, really interesting trail. Here's more steep / narrow. Look at them all. That is so awesome. I've never seen one before. And now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. My car is way down there. And I'm way up here. Lizard. Oh, there he goes. Look, they made a little tunnel for the hikers. Isn't that nice? That's another vulture flying around here. I think this is a very cool shot right here. This shows you all the pinnacles. Pretty sure I went up over there, came up this way, and then came down this way. It's a cool hike. What does that look like? Don't answer. All Trails is telling me to go up this way, up the rim, not down there, up there, up the rim trail. So, here we go. Continuing the loop. That's where I'm going, Bear Gulch area via cave, which means going down there. But let's have at it. Yeah, here we go. Barely fit through here. Tight squeeze. Oh. Oh. Okay. That was much of a cave as much as it was going under some huge fallen rocks, but still pretty cool. Here's another set of caves, so I'm going to check them out. Now this is more of a cave. Gotta put my flashlight on, so I can't have the video and the flashlight on at the same time for some reason. Just came from in there. Had to take my backpack off, it was so narrow. And I'm going down here. It's really cool though, I gotta say. This is way more like caves than the other thing was. Cool little waterfall over there. I came from up there. I'm heading down there. Dun, dun, dun. Well, that was really cool. Coolest part of the hike. On a hike full of cool stuff. This hike's just full of cool surprises. I don't think this is natural though. I think this was blasted out. Well, that was just an awesome hike. Had everything. Had mountains, had caves, had a little lake there. So I did it counterclockwise. I just think the way to go, because then you save the caves for the end and the steep part at the beginning. So you're get it out of the way. Again, I was very lucky because it clouded over, so it wasn't too hot. It's right around 11:30 now. So, but it is getting hot. The sun is out. So I think people who are starting it now are going to be sweltering. But awesome trail. I gave it 10 out of 10. So that was the east side of the park. And I think this trail pretty much hits the whole east side of the park. All the highlights at least. And tomorrow I'm going to do the west side of the park. I'm going to take a little scenic drive, see what's around, and then make it a short day today. So. Just stayed at a Mexican restaurant in Soledad, California called Cucuyo Mexican Restaurant. So good. It's authentic Mexican food. Had a burrito and a Negra Modelo beer. Excellent. If you're ever in Soledad, that's the place to eat. Cucuyo Mexican Restaurant. Good morning. Today I'm back in Pinnacles National Park. Look at that. And going to do the Balconies Cave loop. Not as long as the hike yesterday, but it's supposed to be really good. I'm on the west side of the park today, so I thought I'd give this a shot. And then we'll see what happens from there. That's what I'm doing right there. Shouldn't be too tough, I don't think. We'll find out. Beautiful here already. It's very early. It's about 7:30. It's a cool little hike as I almost trip. Walking through like a canyon. So this is a loop. It said to take the cliffs trail first and then come back around to the cave trail. So I'm gonna go up this way and come back down this way. They said to go clockwise, so This is clockwise. Here we go. Yeah. Whoa. Very nice. I was just down there. Now I'm up here. I was up on the cliffs before. Now I'm back down in the canyon, headed towards the caves. So let's see what these look like. Going into the darkness. This is still cool. Thank God those guys were in front of me. They had headlamps. My iPhone flashlight wasn't really cutting it in that cave. So, pretty awesome. Very low. Just came from there. Heading this way. Well, that was pretty awesome. Going through those caves. Thank God those guys were in front of me because they had headlamps so I could see. The iPhone flashlight wasn't quite cutting it in those caves, so happy they're in front of me. If you ever come here, you should bring a headlamp or a strong flashlight because the iPhone flashlight, no good. That was a really cool trail though. The cliffs had great views and the caves were really awesome. A lot of climbing and stuff, but it was so much fun. So I think I've hit all the highlights of Pinnacles National Park. So I'm gonna head back to the car and then I'm going to head to Big Sur, which is supposed to be incredibly beautiful. I can't wait to see it. So Pinnacles National Park is a small park, but definitely worth seeing. I would recommend it. You could probably see it in a day if you were ambitious. I did it in 2 days, but really it's only probably not even 9 o'clock in the morning and I'm already done with the western part. So I think this balconies trail is probably the highlight of this western part of the park. So that's it for Pinnacles. I'm off to Big Sur. There's deer walking around staring at me. By the way, that trail is about 2 miles, a little more than 2 miles round trip. It took me about an hour and 15 minutes. I'd say it was moderately strenuous. The hardest part was climbing over the boulders in the cave. Don't make a mistake and bring a big backpack like I did, because it's hard to get around those tight spaces with a big backpack. Bring a little backpack with some water. Probably all you're gonna need. It's not that long of a trail. So, just wanted to give you that bit of info. Off to Big Sur.